Hello, just leaving chemistry. Um, so yeah, there's that again. I feel like every Wednesday is going to be like that now because the class tries to end like 8:30, and so if I get out early, by even a little bit, it's generally about 8, and that's when I try to get these recorded. Today has been a lot of on and off rain. Apparently it rained during the lab because the ground is still very damp. There's just little puddles in the concrete everywhere. Um, Trying to think. Well, start with biology. Biology is more inheritance and genetics. This time we got into like some more specific genes that are like, I can't even remember the word, but like more specified genes that are harder to track on a Punnett square that we need to be able to do mathematically. Chemistry. We're talking about the shapes that electrons take as part of like different cells that they're on, because depending on like how far away they are from the center, they'll have like different patterns that they go in or generally orbit in. Math, the stuff that didn't make sense yesterday makes sense now, except for like the last little bit that we only covered for like the last 5 minutes, and that went over my head. And apparently next week is our first math exam, which we're allowed to retake any number of times, but after the first week, then you start getting late penalties. So I'm hoping that I can only do it like 1 or 2 times and just never have to think about that one again, because there'll be lots of them. I think there's also another biology exam next week, from what I was seeing on my calendar. It's like next week or pretty quick afterwards. Then I didn't have work today, which I normally do, and that was a really nice break because that gave me like 5 hours in between math and chemistry to just do homework or have lunch and everything else. And normally I'm not quite given that leeway, so that was really nice to have. So one other thing I did in that gap of time, along with homework, is there was like a mini Renaissance festival thing that they did in the quad, the grassy area in the middle. And Paul reminded me that was a thing, because I apparently just wasn't keeping track of it. And he was like, hey, they're doing this, do you want to go check it out? And so I said, sure. Man, I'm just highlighted, you couldn't see my face. Do you want to go see that? So I said, sure. We went down there. There's like a few things, so I went around and did the stuff there. But yeah, just a really small thing. It was like 5 tables, I think. It was fun. Some people had like costumes and whatnot. And that was pretty cool. But then, I went in, I did chemistry. My lab partner was sick, but it was fairly easy. We finished up the experiment we were doing last time by just getting some measurements and some quick math. And then while we were doing that, we had another experiment running in the background that took like an hour and a half, because it was it's one where you like put dyes on paper, and then like water or some other solution like alcohol travels up the paper and it causes the dyes to like separate out. And so that was just give that an hour and a half to go and then get all your measurements for that. And so now I am here. I will probably try to do a bunch of homework today and tomorrow, just so I don't have to worry about anything Friday. And then hopefully my weekend will be fairly secure to not have to stress about that either. Because I know there's like some horror thing that scheduling has also been permitted to me for, or scheduling has been changed to permit me to attend along with my family. I think it's like Friday the 13th. There's some event similar to that. And, the only thing that could be scarier than that was knowing my homework still wasn't done while I was at it. So, hopefully I can get the vast majority, if not all of it, covered. I know a couple things are like time-based, where they won't let me even start on them until like Friday or Sunday, but hopefully those won't be a problem. With that said, I'm going to grab my bike. I'm going to head back up to my dorm and I'm going to start on some homework. So, I love you. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.